Hi, welcome and thanks for checking out my video. Here are the before and after photos of what I'm going to edit today. These photos with Keith have a minimal color palette. Red is very prominent in the photos. So I want to make sure I get the vibrancy without having it over the top. Other than the red, I found myself very specific when it comes to skin tone. I like a healthy looking but muted skin tone without it looking like a vampire or something. Also, to speed up my editing process, I'll be using the sync feature in Lightroom to apply all my editing to other images. This is the default image I use to get the colors I like before applying it to the rest of the photos. First, I'm going to go through the basic editing panel correcting the exposure. Before I continue to adjust the highlight and shadow, I go into the calibration panel to fine-tune the colors. I adjusted the red to a warmer tone and increased its saturation to make the red pops. Then I go into the tone curve panel, putting down the adjustment points and then pull down the shadow to get a deeper shadow for the image. Then I go into HSL color panel to edit how each color show up in the photo. I desaturate the blue, and to make the skin tone more evenly, I drag the yellow towards red to avoid blotches on the skin from reflected light. While adjusting the colors, I also go back to the basic panel to adjust the highlight and the shadow to accommodate changing the colors. To finish off this editing, I use the radial adjustment filter to darken the jawline, and then I'm going to add some vignettes to make the image pop and focus more on the face. Once I'm happy with the edit, I'll select the rest of the photos and then click the sync button to apply all the adjustment I did on the first photos to the rest of them. The white balance in a couple of these images will need to be adjusted because the lighting was different. This is very similar to applying a preset, and this is how you get a consistent color within a set of images. After I sync the edits, now I'm going to go in to fine-tune each images. For first couple images, I'm just going to adjust the rate to make sure they look consistent with the first image I edited. This image is way too warm after I applying the edits. So I have to go back to the basic editing panel to adjust the white balance. To get the skin tone to match up with the rest of the photos, I also have to go into color panel, calibration panel, and even split toning panel to continue to adjust the color so that it would match up. Like the previous image, this one is also a little bit too warm, so I have to go back in to adjust the color temperature, the colors to get the skin tone right. On top of that, I also use split toning to add a lot of warm and yellow tone to the highlight to get that early morning or late evening, that warm evening look to the image. This last image is very similar to the first image I edited, so I don't have to do too much adjustment with this one, just fine-tuning the small part of it. So here are the edited images. I have learned so much from doing my last video, so I would appreciate if you would leave some comments and tips on how to do better on YouTube. Thanks again for watching, and bye.